Hello my fellow crafters, welcome back to my channel. My name is David and today I'm going to be making a card. Yes, I'm going to use my new release, the Hinge to the Past collection, to create a card. Different, it's a fun technique with a stencil, one stencil in particular that is in this release. So let's get started. Let's switch the cameras around and let's see what we're going to do. I've got some bits and bobs spread out here already. This is the star of the show. I'm going to use this stamp set as my centerpiece. Mainly the pencils, and I'm going to use this stamp without the die. These are cut out already, I've done that already. And then I'm going to use this stencil. I've got a piece of soft finish cardstock cut out. Don't know the exact size, but it's a DL, so it's double length. So it's 3 3/4 by, what is this then, 7.5 I think. So that's that. Then I've got my base card that's going to be on here like that. It's going to be a card that stands up like this. So it's a DL card, I think you call it. Slimline, whatever. It's a card. I don't know all these titles and it doesn't cling in my head. So, first things first, I'm going to color these. So I've got one fountain pen and I've got 2 of the pencils that are in this set. So let me get a coloring medium. So first things first, I'm going to use a watercolor to give this a metallic look, and I'm going to use the champagne gold for that, just because I think it's a beautiful color. So I'm going to activate that. And that's going to be the same on all the different pencils. So I don't want it to be too heavy. So I'm just giving this a hint of that metallic color. So I've watered it down quite a bit because I don't want to lose the detail from the stamp. This is a very detailed stamp. So just simple, like that. Make a gold pen nib, like that. Nice. So very subtle, but I like it. Next I'm going to take a brown. This is called, which one is this? The mocha brown. I'm just going to scribble that onto my mat, pick that up. I'm going to use that to color in the body of the pen. I don't want it too dark again, so I don't want to lose the detail of the stamping. Like that. And I will do the same with this one. So with 2 colors of brown, this is, I always struggle to find the names on these. I can't find the name. It's number 605. Whatever. It's number 605. I'm going to give this, for the pencil, just a bit of the dark brown there. Touch it, then I will blend that out. And then with a lighter brown, this is number, what? They're all different, driving me up the wall. Beige, 72. I'm just going to color the tip of the pencil, and then I'm just going to dab off the excess, just to lighten it ever so slightly. Beautiful. These are done. What I will do with these is I'm just going to edge around with scorched timber. And then I'm going to let these dry, and they're ready to go. There we go. All nicely done. Next we're going to move on to the background. And I'm going to use this stencil as I said, and I'm going to show you a fun technique with that. So I'm going to start on the back, and I'm going to use brushed corduroy, and I'm just going to press that onto my card, swipe it on, press it on. Making sure there's a good layer of that ink on there. Then I'm going to get my mat ready, my die cutting plates ready. So I know what sandwich I need. You have to look for your machine what sandwich you need. But yeah, because it's different for every machine. I know for mine this one works. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to softly spritz the back of this. Place that on my mat. Then I'm going to spritz the stencil that we just did. I'm just going to, like that. And I'm going to place that onto my paper. Like so. It's on there, don't touch it. Then I'm going to put a piece of paper towel on there, which will absorb any liquid that will come out. My plate on top. And then I will run this through my die cutting machine. So let's do that. Okay. So take off my plate. You see that absorbed any excess that oozed out of this yumminess over there. So next I'm going to pick up both the stencil and the paper, sort of make it not move. It's not vital, but and place that onto my workstation, just making sure I keep the stencil in place. Then I'm going to take my peeled paint, load up my brush with that, and I'm just gonna put some color on there. Making sure to keep that stencil in place. So I'm not moving the stencil at all. So next, stay there. I'm going to wipe off my brush a bit, and I'm going to pick up some rustic wilderness. And I'm just going to randomly place some of that rustic wilderness over that, just to give it some different layers of green. Create some depth. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready for the review? It doesn't look like much now, right? Look at that. Ta-da! How gorgeous is that? I love it. I love it. So that's this stencil, which is in the Journal Stencils pack 6. Keep saying 5, it's 6 already, David. You're at 6 already, David. Journal Stencils 6. That's where this one is in. It's from the latest release. But look at that. This looks cool to me. Right, now I want it a bit more grungy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spritz a bit on there. Some splatter. And then I'm going to take my heat tool. Dry it a bit, not completely. And then I'm just going to dab off the water from there. Pretty. Love that. Love that. Okay, this one can go to the sink. This one needs to dry a bit further, and then I'll be back. Okay, next I'm coming in with scorched timber, oxide. I need my scorched timber thingy. And I'm just gonna ink around, crunching up the edge a bit, creating a bit of depth. Since this is going to go on a white background, I want that dark border, and I'm not going to mat it. Can you imagine this as a background for your paper flowers? I will do that. I will make this a background for the paper flowers, but not now. Because now the just right set is going to be the focal point for this. So there we go, that's that. So now I'm going to take my Misty. Place that in there. Just like that. And I need my stamp. And I'm going to use this corner stamp. And I'm going to place that right here in the bottom corner. Can you see that? No, you can't. There we go. Right here in the bottom corner, I'm going to place that. Pick it up. And I'm going to do a sort of double stamping technique. I'm going to start with the oxide because the oxides are opaque. So they will cover up. I'm really pressing it down. Now that's why I'm using my Misty, because there's a lot of texture from the stencil. It's like embossed texture on there. So it'll take a couple of times to get a good impression, but it'll work. There we go, getting there. So, yes, love that. Just a spritz, clean it off, and then I will use the same color, but in the ink formula. As I said, oxides are opaque, so I've got my coverage here. Now I want to darken it up, and that's going to be with the ink version of scorched timber. Yes. See how cool that is? It's like a fence in front of that bush. Love it. So, next I'm going to move to the top and do the same there. So, place my stamp there, line it up, sort of in the corner. Pick it up and do the same. So start with my oxide ink. But it's getting there, you see? You see the difference? This one has the dark normal ink over it, and that's really making it more crisp. So I think I can move to that. So clean off my stamp. I love this. You see that? And on the back you can really see there's texture in the paper. So yeah, this is looking really cool. I love it. Okay, we're done with the stamping tool. I'm just going to go back to my scorched timber. I just want to make sure that I close the gap, so to speak. Same here at the bottom. There we go. Now I've got a scrap piece of paper here which is very smooth, so What I'll do with that is I'll take my just right text stamp and stamp that right there in the corner using the same archival ink I used to stamp the pencils with, which is, by the way, ground espresso. Lovely. Lovely. So I'm just taking my dauber and go over that, and it smudges the ink around a bit, which is fine with me. Like that. I spritz a bit. There we go. Then I will just I'll use my deckled edge trimmer. I wanted to rip it, but then it's similar to what we've got already. That's my sentiment ready, and of course I'm going to go around the edge. There we go. Cleaning off my hands because, well, I'm going to touch white now. In a second though. Because what I had in mind is that I was going to place these are now nice and dry, right in the center of those. Like that. Then I'm going to take a piece of twine, just simple, quite thin on purpose, and I'm going to double that, and I'm going to tie those together like so, and make a bow. There we go. Now the bow is way too big, but I will make that smaller and trim off the excess like that. Just a tiny dot of glue on there, and that will keep the bow from cutting loose. So let me get my tweezers, because that's going to be right there in the center. So I'm going to put some glue behind this one. And put that in the center. And I'm going to take my heavy blocks and put that on top of that, just to make sure it adheres well. And then I've got my sentiment that I need to put somewhere. I could have put that just in the middle, but I'm going to put that right there. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so that is all nicely adhered, and I love it. I love it. So on the back of this, because of all the texture and warping, I'm going to use my big roll of 3M tape, TM tape, yeah, 3M tape. I'm going to put that on the back, and that will help me keep it flat, and it gives it a nice shadow layer, which is also pretty. Okay, so I've got my base card here, so I'm peeling off these backings, and then I'm going to do my trick that I always do with the glue. Put some glue on there, because I don't want to risk it. After all this work, I don't want to ruin my card. And place that on there. like that. And here's the finished result of the card. I just love it. Such a fun way to create a background using just a stencil and some inks. So yeah, try it. I would love to see your make, so tag me if you do, if you try this technique. It's fun. Thank you for joining me today, guys. If you like it, give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so yet, please consider to subscribe to my channel for more fun videos like this. Thank you for joining me today, and I'd love to see you for the next one. Bye!